Our next keynote is about executive presence in managing business. There's no doubt you got to have a leader that people respect, that has good people skills. You know, if you're an introvert and you're just a little bit, a lot of anxiety built up, it's probably not the best way to lead. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, so let's explore true leadership, how it transcends the conventional boundaries of business management, and please welcome one of our keynote speakers today, our bronze sponsor, Fatima Ibrahim, who is an executive coach at with Fatima Ibra, who will share invaluable insights on commanding respect and driving influence across industries. Please welcome her up to the stage. If you haven't met her yet, I highly encourage you to do so. She's one of our great sponsors for this fabulous event. Thanks for making it and being here. Cool. We have a clicker for her hands.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for the panel, by the way. You guys actually paved my way for what I was presenting today, and you make it easier for me. Yeah, thank you. So, just to introduce myself, I'm Fatima Ibrahim. I'm from Saudi Arabia, by the way. And I'm one of the first conscious leadership coach that you guys were talking about, where I forgot your name, sir, but you were talking constantly about the biases that we had and the conflicts and the barriers, and this is what I preach for in my coaching, right? So taking my thing forward, I want to introduce myself a little bit more. So I'm a mother of 5 species. 2 of them are human, 3 of them are cats. And I like traveling. I'm a foodie, and I'm passionate about empowering humans. So I'm not going to say only women, empowering human, because I've been through a lot of struggle, fired 3 times as a C-level. And this was not easy, and that was brought me here today on this stage. So let's start. Where do I? Okay. So executive presence. No. Absence sharpens love, and presence strengthens it. It's Thomas Fuller. He's one of the biggest authors of his time. And just imagine when you're telling a story and you're sharing your vision and no one is listening to you. Just imagine when you're saying a joke and no one laughs at you. Just imagine when you are walking through that door and welcoming everyone and no one notices you. Guess what? That's actually a lack of presence. Yeah? So what do we do? Executive presence in managing business. So we're going to talk about executive presence, the 5 E's of leadership, and how do I distinguish myself as a leader? Executive presence. What is executive presence? So basically, executive presence is when you talk, people listen. So your audience is actually listening to what you're saying. They're getting influenced, they're taking notes, and you have a strong command in the room. You're communicating clearly with confidence. Why do we need it? Because it gives you persuasive power, gives you respect, and gives you the ability to influence at every level. You do not have to have a job title to do that, like you exactly said. So this is why I was saying the previous panel actually paved my way towards this keynote. Thank you. knows Nick Vujicic? Yeah. You know his full story? Right? Did he need executive presence in all the things that he did? He does not have hands. He does not have legs. But he's a keynote speaker. He's a motivational speaker. He's married. He's got kids. He's a mountain climber. He's a diver. Right? How did he get there? What was the key pillars of executive presence that he had and that made him reach there? Let's just have a look. Gravitas. Who knows what gravitas is? Something really comes within. He was more composed, confident, quiet, calm from the inside. He shared his wisdom through his life, through his struggle. Authority. It was not the authority or the power or the control he had on others. It was within. The control of his emotions, the control and the power of what he could do, and he believed in himself, the control of what he could influence and how he could influence. That's the authority that he had on himself. And then expression. The guy did not have legs and arms. But did you see how he expressed himself on stage? That was awesome. I mean, the way he spoke, his expressions, his voice, his eyes, the tone of his voice, right? Was awesome. So moving forward, gravitas, authority, expression, these are the pillars, the main pillars of executive presence. It's a whole different module to dive in, but I just want to give you a short thing and dive in more into the 5 pillars, the 5 E's of leaders. Dr. Ihab Hamarna says, a business plan always reflects the leader's awareness and mentalism. Dr. Ihab Hamarna is a Jordanian influencer. He's my mentor. He's a change agent for changing the mentality of the Arab world, how to move forward and break all the biases that they have. Okay? So how many of you believe that the business plan actually reflects the leader's awareness and mentalism? No one? Okay, that's a challenge. The 5 E's. It's envision, engage, excite, enable, and execute. Why did I use that quote? Because we're going to know what are the skills needed, not only the skills, the belief system that's needed to be in each and every stage, and what kind of mentality or mentalism that's needed also, awareness that we need in each of the stage. You're going to have some flyers out there that's called Awareness to Mastery. That's a program that I'm running. So it's all about awareness. First is envision. So what are the beliefs or the skills do we need to be an envisioned leader? Faith, resilience, bravery, determination, sufficient awareness of the higher self and the ego. Okay? What are the things, what's the awareness or the mentalism or the state that I need to be? It's the vision leads the project. So can you tell me about a leader, or can you think of a leader who has a big vision and he has transformed things from nothing to be something? Yeah. And Sheikh Zayed, right? The ruler of Dubai. Okay. Let's travel 60 years back, 70 years back. Let's just travel back, okay? So I'm going to travel back 70 years from now, and I'm going to ask those people, and I'm going to tell them that, do you know that I come from a time where I could speak to people instantly through a video call? Would they believe us? If I would just go and tell them that I come from a time where I could fly anywhere I want in just a few hours, would they believe me? Yeah. But that all was a vision of someone. Okay? And they believed in that vision. The vision leads the project, and this is what we need to have as a belief, right? Nothing is possible. Nothing is impossible. Okay? So what people did not believe 70 years ago, it's actually happening right now. Yeah? Engage. Next one is engage. Communication, communication, communication. Engagement, clarity, building effective partnerships, persuasion skills, resilience. The mentalism is he is aware of his abilities, capabilities, feels no shame of asking for cooperation and help. So how many of you have heard of the fear of, oh no, I don't trust. You guys were talking about it, right? Oh no, I can do it all alone. But guess what? The more hands you shake, the more money you make. Right? The more hands you shake, the more money you make. So, if you're engaging, you are communicating, you are open, you are receiving, okay? You are trusting, and you are open to seek for help. You know that you do not have this capability or competency, but someone else does, right? So, in terms of communication and engaging, whom do you know that it's really good in communicating and breaking things down and engaging with people? Yeah. Yeah. And Princess Reem bin Bandar Al Saud. Yeah. I love the way she talks. She's composed. She breaks complex information into very simple pieces of information, and there are takeaways. She's well organized with her thoughts, right? And she has an impact. Excite. So motivation, creativity, healthy environment, choosing the team that shares the same values, the important one, dears. I mean, if you're choosing people who do not share your value, they will not add value. Right? The no blaming or complaining, persistence, the mentalism of the leader, he takes responsibility. So let me tell you a story of one of the telecom companies that I worked in. They had a campaign going on, internal campaign going on. In Arabic, it's called Jibna al-Eid, meaning we're busted, right? And the videos or the internal communication was all about how they did mistakes and how they were responsible about taking it forward with the customer, not blaming it on the team, not blaming it on others, but taking the responsibility and making things happen. And teaching their teams along the way, right? It's not like, George, who are we firing today? Right? There is always, I've seen leaders, they have this red list of firing people instead of engaging them. Enable, delegation, support, guidance, training, acknowledging the important work of the team. Only we work together. We only together prosper. We only together move forward. We only together can make this happen. I remember having a manager who was super micromanaging me. And to the extent that if I'm sending a massive email and I would use, the mail merge, he would say, why are you using mail merge? Send it one by one. It's like, why would I even do that? Right? So it's the confidence that you're putting in your team. It's the guidance that you're giving them. It's the way you're making them feel when they work. How valued are they? How valued do they feel? How much honor do they feel? How much freedom are you giving them? Yeah? How much value are you adding to their lives? Finally, it's execute. So it's focusing, planning, scheduling, managing time, managing effort. And the mentalism is, or the attitude is, I learn, I accomplish every day. Yeah? I learn and I accomplish every day. So basically, this was the presentation. We're going to go through some of the learning key points that how to become a better leader. However, before I go there, how much of you now believe is the mentalism, is the or the attitude or the belief of the leader affects the business more or business plan more? Thank you. I think that's better. Thank you. Okay. So how to be a distinguished leader? So first, invest in yourself just 10% more to be better. It says from others. I wouldn't say from others. I would say from yourself. Just 10% more of your older version. 10% more whom you were yesterday. 10% more whom you were last week or last month. Learn from your mistakes. Just invest in yourself 10% more. Reflect upon your traits and habits that you need to be changed. So there are a lot of habits that we do. Procrastination, one of them, famous one, right? I'll do it tomorrow. Right? So what are these habits? If you could just take 1 minute of your time and just jot down 3 habits that you want to change, and you believe that it's going to impact you better. Yeah? If you just change that one habit, just that one habit, how is it going to change your life? What kind of awareness or consciousness or status that you have right now? Does it come from abundance or scarcity? So do you think, or do you believe, or do you not believe? What kind of language are you using with yourself? The self-talk that monkey minds constantly have with you. The negative talk. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I don't think I'm capable. Who said so? Right? So please watch Be conscious of your thoughts, the language and the quality of your inner voice. Whom are you surrounded with? Are you surrounded with people who do not believe in you, or do you just think that they're pulling you away from your goals and they're not motivating you enough? They could be family members too. For me, was my mother. Yeah. Summary, we went through executive presence, the 5 E's of mentalism for leaders, and how to distinguish yourself as a leader. I have 6 minutes more left. Please lead consciously with elegance. That's my QR code right there. Follow me, ask me questions, connect with me. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions right now. Thank you. Questions, anyone?
Who has a question? You're styling, girl. You're helping lead a whole bunch of leaders. I love that. And there's no doubt, sometimes it's a lot of subconscious work, right? We got to get through some of the things that are holding us back.
Thank you for your transparency in sharing the change of the C-suite. I would like to learn a little bit about, do you have mentees? Do you have people that you pour into? Because you mentioned your mentor. Was just curious if you had any mentees.
I coach people more than I mentor them, so I have an HR background. So I do have the youngsters who are, in the human resource business who are graduating. I usually give them free speeches, keynotes in the colleges, back home. So I have a couple. I'm not gonna say a lot, but then I do coach more than I mentor. Yeah.
Another question. Okay. Now's the time.
Thank you, Fatima. Thanks for that. You left us on a bit of a cliffhanger. You talked about who you surround yourself with, and then you mentioned your mom, and you didn't say any more. And obviously with family, it's very tricky. So can you say a little bit more, when you don't have to go into much detail, but when you're surrounded by people in your family, people who are close, who are not a great influence on your mind or what you're trying to do to develop yourself, what did you do? What can we do?
Very good question. It took me a lot of time. It took me a lot of time to get out of that, because I come from a very conservative family, and a very limited belief family as well, and there was a lot of abuse and trauma. So it took me really a long time. By the time I got out, by the time I invested a lot in myself, super a lot in myself, to I started with forgiveness, myself and her. That's number one. I dropped all the judgments that I had on her and myself, and I tried to build a shield around me and just understand myself. When I was a mother, I just looked at her as a mother and not a daughter. That she must have gone through a lot, right? And from that perspective, that gave me a lot of wisdom and insights. Yeah.
Fatima, it's a pleasure having you up on stage. So thank you so much for your insight. Did you enjoy it? Give her a round of applause. Show her some love. Fantastic. Take it in, girl.
I receive.
Receive it. Receive it. That's called abundance right there.